Jai Opetaia is a scary fighter. Opetaia's punching power is just incredible. Now, according to reports, Jai Opetaia broke Huseyin Cinkara's neck during that devastating KO over the weekend. And look, Cinkara is in the hospital. I wish him all the best. I hope he recovers very well. He's a warrior. He came to fight. He gave it his all. He actually made it really difficult for Jai Opetaia in there. And, he deserves his flowers for showing up and willing to fight. But there is something seriously dangerous with Jai Opetaia's punching power. Like, seriously, may I remind you guys, Cinkara is not the only fighter that Jai Opetaia has put in the hospital. His last opponent, his previous opponent, Claudio Squello, Jai Opetaia broke his jaw in 2 different places, and he was also in the hospital. So for the last few fights, Opetaia has put people in hospital, and that is really serious. Now, don't get me wrong, Claudio Squello and Huseyin Cinkara are not exactly Evander Holyfield or David Haye or Alexander Usyk. These guys are not some top cruiserweight champions, right? However, there must be something seriously dangerous and freakish about a punching power to be able to break people's jaw in 2 places and break people's neck. That says a lot about that punching power. And Jai Opetaia has that freakish power that when you're hit, you stay hit. Now, I have seen the conversation online about whether Opetaia is beatable or unbeatable. Guys, no fighter is unbeatable. Every fighter is beatable. Even Alexander Usyk is beatable. People have just not figured out how to beat Usyk yet. If Usyk fights on long enough, he's going to get beaten by someone that we do not expect that will beat him. So Opetaia is not unbeatable at all. But he's a very good fighter. And when we say very good fighter, he doesn't only possess punching power. Opetaia is a very good boxer. He's a southpaw, which makes him even harder for fighters to face because there's not a lot of southpaws out there. So the sparring that you're not getting really good sparring to replicate the sort of fighter you'll be fighting in Opetaia or Usyk and so forth. So southpaws are really difficult to fight. And Opetaia possesses power. Opetaia is a really good mover. He's got a really good jab. He's got good footwork. He knows how to control range. As you can see, he bounces in and out. And that is to find range to be able to land a big left hand. And, of course, the punching power is there. So Opetaia is a really good fighter, but he's not unbeatable. He can be beaten. Now look, Mike Tyson was probably the most feared fighter I have ever seen. Right? Mike Tyson in the 80s was just scary. People did not want to get in the ring with Mike Tyson. And then on that fateful night, Buster Douglas did the unthinkable. Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson. Now, Buster Douglas was a very good fighter. The thing that Buster Douglas lacked was application and basically being disciplined and dedicated to his craft. And that was Buster Douglas' shortfall in his career as a fighter. But Buster Douglas' jab was good. He had good power in his punches. His footwork was good. His combination punches were incredible. And as we saw what he did with Mike Tyson. And he was able to defeat Mike Tyson in a fight where a lot of people picked Mike Tyson to knock Buster Douglas out in 1 or 2 rounds. So no fighter is unbeatable and Opetaia is beatable. Every fighter has got chinks in your armor. It's just that right now, Opetaia's power is incredible. And for me, Opetaia right now is the best cruiserweight in the world because I don't think anyone beats him. But of course, we're yet to find out how far he can go with his career and what he does next. Other fighters are going to look at Opetaia and they're going to study him and think that, they could exploit his weaknesses because, let's be honest, every fighter has weaknesses. And we saw that Huseyin Cinkara in the 2nd round landed that straight right hand down the pipe and that got Opetaia buzzed, where he stumbled into the rope. So Opetaia has got weaknesses and fighters could exploit that. However, right now, as we're speaking, Opetaia is a scary, scary fighter. And that punching power, that boxing ability, the heart, the desire, the killer instinct, the things that Opetaia possesses right now makes him a really, really difficult fighter to defeat. And we saw even in that fight against Maris Braders, he got his jaw broken and he fought on to the end of the fight. So Opetaia has shown that in the face of adversity, he can stand and he can trade and he can come out on top. So that's a very difficult fighter to beat. But he's not unbeatable, because I don't think any fighter is unbeatable. And of course, his power is just freakish. It's just incredible. It's something that, you don't see very often, where someone has that level of power or someone is able to generate that much power. And I think Opetaia is special. So look, good luck to Huseyin Cinkara. Hopefully he comes again. Opetaia moves on to the next level. And we all know that we want to see him fight the top guys in the Cruiserweight division. It'll be interesting to see what happens next. Get in the comment section and let me know what you think about this. Is Jai Opetaia unbeatable? Do you think that any fighter is unbeatable or beatable? Let me know in the comment section below. My name is Bright. This is the Bright Show Podcast Boxing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.